Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Us 3 podcast. It's a busy day here at Us 3 HQ, if we want to call it. We're recording 3 podcasts today because we're going on a bit of a break, but you don't need to know that. They will be uploaded every Sunday at the normal time as per usual. How are you doing, guys? You right?
Yeah, right.
Good.
Good. I'm just like, It's early today.
It's early. It's an early start. I mean, for a lot of people, this isn't early, but for us uni students, we've actually got another one with us in Aoife McMorrow, who is a TikToker with over 200,000 followers and has recently been on our TV screens on the BBC show I Can See Your Voice. Aoife, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. It's still too early.
I was going to say, no one ever
11:30.
asked how the host is today when someone's introducing you.
No, it's nice.
I think Max did.
Max did, but I'm just saying, like, we don't do it. We never get to ask him how are you, John?
How are you, John?
I'm tired, but I'm okay actually. I'm feeling good. I'm pumped.
Good.
Yeah, come on, let's go then.
No, I don't sound it because I'm tired, but no, I'm ready.
So to start with, we'll start our podcast in the classic way by doing Your Life is a Movie. So we've obviously prepped Aoife before that we were going to ask this question because we found that when we've asked people this question on the spot, they can't really think of anything.
Apart from Max.
Yeah, Max was good at it.
Max.
But yeah, so Aoife, if your life was a movie, how would it play out? Like, what would be the key moments in it? And then we'll just go from there.
I mean, what genre would it be?
Yeah.
To start with.
I'm glad you asked this because I was having to think about it. I would like to say it's like a classic rom-com.
Okay.
But the only thing I could probably compare it to is like the In-Betweeners movie.
Oh, I'd watch it.
And I'd be Neil. I don't know what's going on.
What? You haven't got a clue then? There's no real clue.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair play to you to actually saying I would be Neil, because I feel like no one wants to be Neil.
Is Neil the worst one? Yeah. Which one would you say is the worst one to be at?
I never said I wanted to be Neil.
Which one would you say is like the worst to be out of the In-Betweeners if you had to like be compared to
Jay,
yeah.
Didn't he?
Well, he's not Bellend, he just plays the
They've
band.
all got qualities that people just would never want, don't they?
Undesirable.
I say Will because he got like bullied to hell.
Yeah. Quite severely actually.
But
Understandably.
Will did always pull though. He always pulled good looking girls.
He does.
No, Neil did. Neil did all the time.
How did Will do that, by the way? Twice it happened.
It's just because people go. It's the story people go for personality of looks, isn't it? Really, that's what it is. Because
he's not even.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not even bad looking, but
that's why. That's why they're all single. That's why they're all single.
So, and then what kind of what rating would it be? What we talking about? 12 plus, 18 plus, PG, a 3.
Probably be pretty PG, to be honest. Actually, nah, I go out a lot. I'd say 12 plus.
12 plus. We're not going like 18 plus, like a lot of like violence, all that stuff. We're not going there.
No.
She's thinking about it.
No. We'll say 12 plus. We'll say 12 plus.
12 plus.
We'll stick with 12
She's
plus.
full string. She's not full string.
Oh, she's not full string. Shit. Oh, sorry about that. I'm on
Top right.
I'm a little bit offended.
Full string. Yeah.
Get it.
There we go.
Press that as well.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh,
It's great technical stuff we've got going on.
There we go.
It really
Right
is.
now we
It
can
really
go
is.
into it. No,
right, okay then. So you like the movie? What are we saying? How's it going to go? Start to finish? Let's do this.
What, like, so the beginning?
Yeah. Movies don't start from a midpoint, do they? They always start from the beginning to the end.
So it all started the day I was born. I was actually born on my mum's birthday. I was the worst birthday present. I think it was the best, bring a life into the world, but I think it was a bit painful.
Yeah.
But I was on their birthday. Nothing exciting happened for a good couple of years.
Oh.
And then I went to school, and that was fun. I mean, I don't really have that much of an interesting life. I don't know what you guys want to say. I went to school, I got a 97 in my maths sats.
Ooh.
Hey, okay.
I mean, that's good.
I was that kid that I was a gifted and talented kid, and then I went into high school, and they were like, yeah, we don't know about this one. We think something went wrong.
It's a step up, yeah.
So I went slightly downhill in high school academically.
Okay.
I was predicted no GCSEs. Scraped 5 to get into college.
Okay, yes.
Scraped A-levels to get into uni.
Nice.
And now I'm here. But like in the basis of it, I grew up with like a massive Irish family, so I was never bored.
Yeah.
I've got 2 siblings and a half sibling that keep me entertained. And yeah, now I'm at uni, living my best life. And I'm a lot happier at uni than I was in school. So that is the main thing.
Nice.
There you go.
To a story. Right.
I mean, our life's not ended. So
No,
I was going to say, there's still opportunity for like more of the movie to come out at this point. It's not. I was going to say it's not ending now.
It's to this point, the movie has ended.
Okay.
But the podcast hasn't. So
Yeah, exactly.
we can kick on.
I mean, talking about the Irish family. So, what are you fully Irish? Are you half Irish? What's the situation there?
So both sides, this is really difficult to explain. Both sides of my family are Irish. My mum is Irish and my dad's Irish, like her original, and then they moved over, they met in Ireland, moved over to England together, had me and my siblings, and I've lived here ever since. So like Irish blood, but like I don't come across as Irish at all unless you read my name.
Yeah.
But I don't even have a British passport. I have an Irish passport. So I do consider myself Irish.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
What is it like growing up in an Irish household then? What's that like?
It's not that different. Like it's quite hectic because we're a massive family. Like loads of different cultures have massive families. But sorry, I'm doing this on my phone and you get notifications. So not that. Anyway, there's some cultural differences just in terms of like, I don't know, socialising and manners and all that kind of thing. And like in Irish people, they feed you.
I'm glad they do feed you.
I've never been fed before, so this sounds unreal.
If I go into someone's house in Ireland and they offer me food and I say no, I'm a disgrace.
Oh, really?
I'm a disgrace to humanity.
Okay.
They'd be like, get out.
Okay.
Like, they're very much like, everyone looks after each other over there kind of thing. Like, whereas like in England, like say my neighbour's in Ireland, I don't have a house in Ireland, so my neighbour's in Ireland and like you all look out for each other, you all look after each other, you can just walk into each other's houses, grab a cup of tea, even if they're not there. Like, whereas if I did that in England, someone would be like, oh, get out my house.
It's a bit like you, Lee. We just do that all the time, don't we?
One of the please.
Yeah.
I mean.
Wait, so what you're saying is in Ireland you could go into a random person's house and they would be like, yeah.
Well, I couldn't drive an hour up the road and just go into like old Colin's house. Do you know what I mean? We weren't like
Someone you know.
Oh, okay.
Family, of course.
Yeah.
I think obviously most families would be like that, but you could literally just knock and walk in and be like, "You're right.
Yeah.
Get me a cuppa."
Nice.
So
like
then you talked about high school then, and you said that maybe you're having a much better time at university. What was it about high school that you didn't really like as much then?
I think I did struggle to fit in high school, to be honest. Like, I didn't really know what it was. I never really found like my crowd, and I was never really like fully content, and it affected my education a lot. So like, I made the choice to move to university, which usually would be like way out of my comfort zone. But I feel like the more I push myself out of my comfort zone, the better I end up in the long run, even if it is difficult. So like, I made the decision to go to uni. Didn't think I'd get in, but I was like, might as well apply, everyone else is, like, who knows what will happen. And then got into Lincoln, and yeah, made the decision to move. Obviously, it's difficult because I have a boyfriend at home, but that's like been fine. I'm in my end of second year now, and we're still going fine. And I still do have like a few friends at home from like they didn't go to school with me, but still keep in contact with everyone and stuff. So I went to uni, and I rocked up. Like Iron Face, like I literally was like, okay, anything that makes you nervous doesn't exist for 2 weeks while you make friends. Because I lived in a studio, so I didn't just have like flatmates to start going out with. So I moved in a week before freshers, like a bunch of people in my accommodation did. Rocked up to flat parties by myself. Like this is so out of catch for me. Like you would never, even now, you'd never catch me doing that. Because I just like that's scary. Rocked up in like wet hair and like joggers and like some dark fruits, and I was like, hey, I saw the party in the group chat, can I come in? And that's how, literally, that one flat party that I'm about is how I made my whole group of friends that I still have now, and I live with some now.
What made you decide to like, have that like mentality then, and have that kind of thought, like, you know, this doesn't exist, I'm just going to go there, be myself, and not really care what other people think?
I have that mentality for everything now. I think it was just like, I very much like stay in my comfort zone with a lot of things, and that never worked. That like if anything made things worse because I was like, not used to putting myself out there. And in the real world, like, maybe that works in high school, but in the real world, like, you have to push yourself sometimes if you want to get anywhere. And I was like, not in a great mindset in high school, and I was like, I don't want to be in this mindset. So I do that with everything. I do that with literally every choice I make in life. I'm like, well, this isn't a comfortable thing, so let's do it.
I know it's one thing whenever we've done the podcast with us lot, and we've said that when we came to uni, we thought it was almost a fresh start. Because like you say, everyone knows who you are, and when you come to uni, you have that fresh slate, and so it's almost like you say, like a character reset. And how did you find that? Like, how did it make you feel? Did you change the way you were at any point to to fit this, almost like to be different at uni to home, or not?
I think I kind of did. I just took everything that I learned from any situation I'd ever been in at home, and like adapted myself to being like just a better myself anyway. And then like, having a more positive energy about me, because like if you put a positive energy out, you'll get it back. Yeah. That's like the way I think about it. So I came to uni trying to do that. And it did work out for me. Like, I've got loads of friends here, like, compared to how I would have been in high school. But, it's worked out.
What did you learn from high school then? You just said that you took a lot from high school. Like, what did you learn from that kind of mindset that you had there and kind of your experience with that, and then you took into uni?
I feel like, this is going to sound a bit bitty, but let's ignore that. I feel like when you hit rock bottom, like, you can only look up kind of thing. Yeah. So, like, when I was at, like, probably my worst, like, in school, I was, like, just planning in my head and thinking about, like, how can I get myself out of this situation, and analysing everything I've ever been told that, like, I've done wrong, or that, I should do differently. And, some people, like, aren't worth the time of day anyway, so it wasn't, like, a case of, like, well, people told me that, that I need to, like, be more in my shell, or I need to stop being so blunt, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't things like that. It was more just like being more approachable and being more, I don't know, like, nice, I guess. I wasn't miserable nice, but I wasn't the brightest spark in the room. I wasn't like the brightest sunshine. So I kind of like learned from that, and like kind of took it as constructive criticism to be like a better me, if that makes sense. And then it kind of attracted back like,
would you say you are that, like, the ray of sunshine now? Like, when you walk into the room, kind of people sort of notice you, or like, what would you say now?
No. I mean, I tried. I think in the first 2 weeks I was trying to be, but then I was kind of like, but it's a learning progress. I didn't come to uni just automatically be my full authentic self. I think I came in being too confident to the point where it's like, well, this is unrealistic. I was kind of putting it on, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But it helped me make friends, and then I could break down and be more myself as time went on. I know that's probably not, I know you need to go in and be yourself. This is the thing, anyone that asks you about uni, everyone was like, be yourself. I literally couldn't do that. I was like, people are going to find an idea. So I just went in, like, trying to be really confident, and, like, I threw relationships with people where they, like, still accept me for who I am anyway, which is, like, quite blunt, and sometimes it's down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm that person where people will be. If you come to me for advice, I put this on my Instagram story today. If you come to me for advice and be like, I really miss this person, I really miss like my ex, I'll be like, they don't miss you.
That's kind of like the best, in the sense, like best advice you can. Because otherwise, you're giving someone else like false hope. But in that sense,
everyone else sugarcoats things. So I'm like the little medium in the middle that's going, right, don't listen to them. Be realistic.
Because realistically, you're telling them in a sense what they don't want to hear, but in a sense, it's kind of like
it is the best way to be.
No, it is. Just be like blunt and straightforward.
And what if someone's very blunt towards you and doesn't sugarcoat things towards you? How do you feel about that then?
I'm like, I don't listen to my own advice, so I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
It's very true that what you said about sort of like with not being yourself. But I feel like the thing is, everyone always goes, be yourself, right? Yeah. But I feel like if you're yourself at the start, you're not going to make any friends. Like if I was myself at the start, I would be really annoying. But like, so I can't be really annoying at the start. I was going to be a loner.
I'm an anxious mess. Like I'm so needy as well. Like in friendship, like I'm just going out with people, like, please be my friend.
That's not really what you want coming when you're like queuing for a club or something on Freshers. Just, please be my friend. I'm alright.
Let's be honest. Would you be my friend now if you knew? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, we still
we
still have the chance to just like not talk to you now. It's not like I've signed a contract to stay friends with you.
Me and Jonny could just go off and just.
I was gonna say we could.
Cheers, guys.
What other memories did you have of Freshers Week as well? Because obviously, like that first flat party you went into, but obviously for you, then you would have had clubs and stuff open. Like we haven't had that sort of thing.
You didn't
at
go
the
to the
moment.
club, like, you know, in your joggers and stuff like that with wet hair, did you as well?
Pardon?
You didn't go to clubs in like your joggers and wet hair as well, did you? Like you did with the flat parties.
Not in Freshers. At the end of first year, I slowly stopped caring and I go in like literally what I went to bed. Like, I'm not even joking. It was always the last minute plans where I do that. I promise I made an effort if I knew in advance. But yeah, we're in Freshers. There were loads of like theme nights, so I kind of tried to accommodate to that, but I wore like the same like 3 outfits because I didn't have a lot of clothes at the time. Student loan then came in, so I was like, I'm waiting for that.
Absolute lifesaver.
Well, student loan actually came in during Freshers while I was on a night out.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's never a good idea. How much money did you spend?
Danger.
So I was at this bar called Scene, and I was about to pay for a drink, and I was like, Aoife, I don't think you have the facilities for this big man. So I decided to check my bank, and then I saw all this money, and I was like, oh my god, like, I was a bliss racist. I was a mess, right? Already, and I was like, this is only going to get worse. This isn't a good idea, and I'm going to possibly spend it all on alcohol. And I spent like, over 100 quid. Bear in mind, I saw it come in at 2 a.m.
Oh,
after 2 a.m. I spent 100 quid.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Deb, yeah.
Great. I've never had so many A-bombs in my life, and I was bedbound the next day.
What's your go-to drink on a night out?
Yeah.
If you're sort of going to a pub to start with.
I'd be boring as they vodka and lemonade, just because everywhere has it.
Yeah.
But I'll get the cocktail on the
okay.
Love
Spice
a
things up a bit.
cocktail. Love a cocktail.
And then, Aoife, what is this experience? Are you first year at university there this year? Or second? You're second?
I'm second year.
Oh, second year, okay. So, I mean, what's that experience been like then? Like, as in the second year, obviously, with a lot of the deadlines and stuff you were saying like that. Like, have you loved your time? Is it stressful? Like, what has it sort of been like?
I think because of Corona, it's been like a mix because now I kind of have like motivation to do work because I've got like the pub that I can go to on the weekend and stuff. But when I was in lockdown, like there was 2 lockdowns. Yeah, there was 2 lockdowns. Like, the second one didn't even feel like
yeah, so true.
Quite short, but
didn't exist.
I find it more difficult to like do my work and get deadlines in then. But it is a bit easier now. But it's also kind of catching up to me that I didn't really do work during that time because now I've got deadlines and I'm like, I don't remember doing this and I don't think I have.
What was lockdown like for you then? Like, the second one you said didn't really exist, but I mean, I know we say, especially the second one wasn't fantastic. Like, being at university, kind of having that taken away from you wasn't great. So how was that for you then, being in the second year, like in lockdown?
The second one, the thing is, because I can't really remember it, it mustn't have been that bad. I'm just like, oh well, I don't have to go into uni, just shit online, that's fine. But I'm not very good with online learning, so like eventually I was just like, I really need to be like in a working environment, like in a lecture room right now, otherwise I can't do this. And I think the third lockdown, was outside, like the beginning of January.
Yeah.
I think I stayed at home for most of that, and that was probably a bad idea because everyone's driving me insane, and I can't get work done when there's noise, like any kind of noise. Like, I got a TikTok last night of me in the library and I could hear someone typing and I just went nuts. Like, honestly, I really can't do work if there's any noise around me. And like I said, I have an Irish family who have no sense of, like, awareness of who around. So, well, I mean, my sister was back and forth from uni, but because she does musical theatre and it's like practical and stuff. And my brother doesn't really use room, but it was my mum and the dishwasher. The dishwasher's right next to that. We have a little office where I do my work. It's right next to it. And I'd be in like a seminar and I'd go to say something and she starts loading the dishwasher. And I'm not even joking, this woman sounds like she's got the bass going. It was so loud for me, it was really loud. And after that, every time she was in the kitchen, I just turned my seminar off. I was like, I'm not going to get
Do you remember that happened to me?
Would you type in the chat, sorry, and say, sorry, Mum's doing the dishwasher, can't do this?
It's a great excuse, to be fair.
Sorry, mic's broken. I mean, half the time it was, so they weren't really surprised. I'm on my phone now for a reason. My laptop's like a whole hot mess. But, yeah, no, I was just saying that my mic wasn't working.
One of the mics broken sort of people.
I think that must have been like, obviously, because you had first year like normal, and then obviously it would have got cut short by COVID at the beginning. But like going from lectures to then online learning is like harder than we've just gone straight into like online stuff.
Do you remember when that happened to me when I was in the kitchen? I was doing it was my turn to speak on the seminar, and you rang me when we were, and so obviously then I came out the call and I was like, come back in. And as soon as I came back in, my mum walked into the kitchen when I was trying to speak. I was like, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever when something's going on in the background.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it was you. But I also noticed as well, Aoife, when we were looking last night, and I remember it happening when it did happen. The TikTok you posted of when you submitted your portfolio. I showed these to him.
We watched it last night. It was so funny.
I remember it happening. I remember it happening at the time, and I was watching. I was like, "Yeah, that's something I'd probably end up doing." How did that happen? Tell people like who don't know. Yeah,
it was accidental, right? It was accidental.
If it was for the content, then fair fucking play. Because I write it.
This is like traumatizing as well. I remember that happening. And I was like crying, laughing like on TikTok. I was like, this is so funny. I was like, my degree's from it. But like just for context, I posted I submitted the uni assignment like obviously the day before it was due. So I had one shot at submitting it, and it was a video of me talking about what I was going to do for my initial assessment, which was part of the assessment. I was clicking around with it because the audio was a bit funny, and I ended up putting it in 360 view, so my head was like big and flat, and then I submitted it by accident, and there was no going back. So that happened from me trying to play around with the audio basically, and I saved it a bunch of times. So I'm that person that has like a million tabs on their computer and like 3 of them are the same thing, like just to be sure. So I saved it a bunch of times. I submitted it, and then I went to look at. I was like, which one did I submit? Like they should all be the same. Hopefully it's the one with the audio that was working. Clicked on it, and it's just my flat face on the screen. I was like, surely not. Surely not. And it took me a while to figure out if that was one I actually submitted, but I think it was. But they never said anything because the actual assessment was not based on like me looking professional or like I looked like a hot mess. Like I literally I hadn't showered in like 2 days. I was stressed as hell. Like I looked disgusting. And it wasn't based on that, it was based on the things I was saying, so they never actually said anything, but they said what I did was really good anyway, so I was like, I guess it didn't really matter. I ended up for it in my essay that it was about, I ended up getting, I think it was a 2-1. I thought I got first at first, and then I put it on TikTok, and I was like, God, I think I got first in this. And then I double checked, it was a different module. I was like, oh. So such good content.
I mean, at least you got on TikTok. At least people liked it on TikTok, right? So you might have not done very well, but at least people liked it on TikTok. So what priority? What would you rather want?
That's very true. I mean, can't do any harm. I mean, there was a bunch of articles written about it. I think that was on Lab. That was on Lab Bible. Nice. So when you type into Google, obviously after we'll talk about it later, but I went on my show and I Googled myself after to see if it would come up. No. Just the 360 view.
The whole of the.
He took the worst screenshots from the video of me just like.
So like,
it was pretty bad.
The whole of the BBC audience.
I can't wait to try and get a job.
The whole they're going to Google you. It's going to go like your 360 face.
The whole of the BBC audience who watched that show, just like, oh yeah, what was her name? I turn up and just 360 flat pan laptop. Oh Jesus!
But at least they banned on TikTok, okay? Like, that's at least.
We're going to say the funniest thing I found from that, like linking the two together, is on the BBC show you were known as a star. Which is even better. Linking it now when they Google you and they see that that's what he submitted.
When I was told that I'd been called that, I just immediately thought, you've definitely got the wrong girl. I've never got an A-star in my life. I was predicted no GCSEs. I'm just about scraped my way to the interview, and I was scraping uni. I was always like an average C student, like on a good day. So I was like, they really got me all wrong. Like,
How did that come about then, Aoife? How did that opportunity come about? Were you just DM'd, or was it emailed, or did you apply for it?
So I actually posted a TikTok of me doing karaoke in I don't know if you guys see that.
I've seen it, yeah.
It was like a collab of videos of me just embarrassing myself, like actually screaming. I had people commenting on it, being like, I remember walking to the club in Aoife and seeing you, and I posted it a year after it even happened. So I was like...
It's like ingrained in their memory. It's like ingrained in their memory. They're like, oh, remember you.
So is that how they saw it then?
It's a memorable moment. I thought people started getting up and leaving. The worst part is, it wasn't even like a karaoke club. It was like a sit-down dinner bar cocktail place. So there were people eating dinner, and I was there like screaming Beyonce and Sweet Caroline and all that. But anyway, I posted a TikTok of that a year after it happened. So it came off my Snapchat memories, and I just did like I was like rating them, like my thoughts on them, and yeah, a couple of weeks later, I got a DM on Instagram from one of the people that worked for the show, and they were like, "Oh, like we saw your video, would you be interested in this?" And I was like, it was one of those moments like I was talking about earlier. I was going to bring it up, but I was like, this is bad, but that this would make me really uncomfortable. Therefore, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd never be able to do that. If you asked me 2 years ago, I was like, no, like not happening. But I was like, it's never going to be offered to me again. And I'm not being funny. Like, how many times do you get offered a TV opportunity for being bad at something?
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
So I did it.
And how was that experience then? Was it a good laugh? It seemed like it was fun.
Oh yeah, it was good fun. Like, it was quite overwhelming. Like, because actually people that did it. Obviously, there's good singers on it as well that are used to performing and all that kind of thing. So it was like I was like the most I was going to say unprofessional, but I was the most like unexperienced person. Like, just been put on stage and like planning all these things out in my head. Like, obviously we had training and that, but I was like probably the only person that's never been in like a situation like that before, so it's quite scary. But
yeah.
I just did it.
Was it hard to like? Because you mimed, didn't you? You were the one that mimed, right? I mean,
and then she sung at the end. Yeah.
But like, so was it hard to actually like mime the song, like without actually singing it?
We got trained for that, so it was alright. But I'm quite good at that anyway. I think so. I grew up doing musical theatre. Like, I spoke about that on the show. That was all true. Like, I did grow up doing musical theatre, but I actually used to sing, but I wasn't amazing. I was like 12, like I wasn't like Beyonce, but I like lost my voice for like 6 months. I like tore my vocal cord, and after that, I just sounded like a bloke. So I'm not even joking. My voice has been deep ever since. Which, me being a blunt person just sounds scary. But yeah, so like I think had this voice at like 13 years old. I'm not even joking. Like, at least I like kind of grown into it now. Like, I literally had the same voice, but after I kind of stopped singing, so I was scared about doing any more damage to it and whatnot, because it was horrible. Like, it was like it was in year 7 as well. So like I went into year 7, had a couple of days where I was chit chatting, and then next thing you know, I've got no voice. So, it's like bullying 101 in British high school, isn't it? It's like, that's hilarious.
Great start. Great start to year 7 in high school.
What was the actual, like, because obviously on the show you were there with, like, Paddy McGuinness hosted it, you had, like, Amanda Holden, was it Jimmy Carr as well, or, like, some of, like, the panel judge people? What was that like? Did you get to, like, meet them afterwards or beforehand as well? Did you actually get to, like, properly meet them?
No, so the judges don't get to meet you before, because it kind of, like, puts at risk them being able to check whether you're good or bad, which is like against the point of the show, obviously. And I didn't go to meet them afterwards because obviously because of Corona, I was really tired anyway, and I was just like, you know what, there's no point. This is like a work environment; it's essential that we're allowed to be here. However, I don't want to put people at like more risk than they need to be, especially like the judges who are there every day. So I was just like, I'm just going to go home. I got to talk to them while we were filming and stuff, which is really nice. They're all really lovely. And like Paddy, though, we did see during the rehearsal. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but he was really, really lovely. Like, we weren't allowed to talk to him, obviously, because we couldn't like sway his decision. But he was like being really nice and saying like, like good luck and like we're gonna smash it. So
that's good.
That made me feel really happy. It was like,
that's so nice. That's so nice.
They wouldn't have been proud, would they?
No crowd. Right, no, it would have been no.
So I was going to say, so was it not as nerve-wracking? So like, would you imagine? Because obviously you had to sing when you were like actually reveal like your actual voice and stuff like that. Was it easier to do without like the fact that it was a crowd there?
I mean, like, there was a lot of people, like, on set.
Okay.
So there was still, like, a lot of people watching, and a lot of people that hadn't seen me do it before.
Yeah.
So, like, it was still a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was a lot easier. I think my legs really, really, really hurt. So I just wanted to sit down. So I was like, let's get this over and done with. So I was just like, maybe I'll go home. So all I was thinking about was how much my legs hurt. So I didn't really think about like embarrassing myself.
Because we've been invited onto a TV show. I have, and then it said you can bring friends like Magaluf Weekender. We also.
We're not.
No,
we said we. I don't think I've ever heard that ever.
No, neither. But we said no to it.
Just you, mate.
Well, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. But yes,
what was going through your head? I know you said obviously your knees hurt, but like, because when you got brought out for that final song, there was quite a while before you got to sing. Like, they properly built. I don't know if that was like in the real thing, but on the edit, it was like they built up the tension. There was smoke. All the like, Amanda Holdings are like, "Oh, is she good or bad? I don't know what's going on." What was like going through your head at that point when they were making these comments? You just know that you're about to blurt out. No offense, but like, you know, not the best singing voice like the BBC scene.
I say to everyone, even throughout the thing, even when I was waiting to sing, even when I was standing on the podium, my mindset, I just pretended I was in the line in Tesco's. That's what I was thinking the whole time. And it was really weird. And like, I don't know where I got that concept from, but I was thinking like, I don't really like being like in, like, you know, when you're in public and you don't want to draw any attention to yourself and you're just like, chilling. I just thought I was doing that. But then I realised I didn't know I had such a resting bitch face. And I was like, why did I really kill someone? I was literally just like completely rested face. It's like so scary. I was like, oh my god. But like obviously it's really hard when like they're making like comments about like whether I'm gonna be listening or not. I know. So I was just like not reacting to any of it. Pretending I was in Tesco, listening to people talking about someone else, like. Yeah, just Tesco's really.
What about the other like contestants did you meet on there? Did you make any like friends or anyone like that? Did you still keep in contact with them, or was it not really that sort of like relationship? You didn't get to speak to them that much.
Because of COVID, like we had to obviously be really careful, like on stage and behind the scenes. But like, I did speak to one of the women that got voted off. She was the one that I think has worked on a cruise ship. Just a little chit chat, nothing like crazy. But I didn't really get to speak to the other ones. Like, obviously I said hi and like, you know, you did amazing and stuff like that, but I didn't really get to make a combo. But it was more like for everyone's safety, if that makes sense. Of course, you know.
One massive thing, I'm just moving away from that, one massive thing you failed to mention in your life as a movie was TikTok, and we have touched on that, you know, in the last, when we were talking about submitting your portfolio. What has TikTok brought for you? Because I know it's brought for me, but what has it given you as like in terms of not just a platform, but in terms of yourself? Like, how has it developed you?
It's given me like so much more confidence. Like, I just cared what people thought so much before I started doing it, and then when I started doing it and like people were like liking it, I was like, this is sick. Like, but yeah, and then it was like kind of as well what kind of, it sounds really sad, but like what got me out of bed during lockdown, because obviously there was nowhere to go. I didn't leave my house for like 3 months. Like, I didn't even go for a walk. Because I was like not scared of corona, but because there was like so little social interaction, like, I really struggled to like get myself back out there afterwards. And I did lose a family member like at the beginning of first lockdown as well, which obviously like had an impact. But so like I needed like a reason, like something to get my confidence up and something to get out of bed to do. And like I really enjoyed it. It would make me put makeup on, make me put a nice outfit on, do little like shopping hauls and things like that. So it was kind of like got me through the beginning of the first lockdown, or like most of the first lockdown, to be honest. So like it definitely helped like build my confidence, like give me motivation as well. Kind of distracted me from uni work, and probably just all around like made me more confident and like I don't know, just a better person, really.
So without TikTok then, do you think you probably wouldn't have maybe like gained that more confidence? I mean, lockdown would have been a little bit worse. I mean, you may have done more uni work, but like, how do you think like without TikTok, how do you think without TikTok, how things like would have gone?
Without TikTok, say the app like didn't exist, right? Or I just never joined it or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I would have struggled way more in the first lockdown, and I don't think I would have got as much uni work done anyway, because I was kind of struggling. So I'm just not a fan of you, and I can use TikTok as an excuse because it makes sense. I probably wouldn't have done it anyway. And I just don't think I wouldn't have half the friends I have now anyway, like, because I've made so many friends from it, and yeah, I wouldn't have much to talk about either. It's like my only personality trait these days. Everyone's like, they're on TikTok, and I'm like, yeah.
Don't worry, it's Fire's only person.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I think it's a running trend.
What was like your family's reaction? I know you said obviously you don't care what people think. That's a great attitude to have. But when you went on like I Can See Your Voice and like when you started TikTok, those kind of things, what's like your family and friends, like close friends' reaction to you doing those sorts of things?
Well, my sister thought it was sick. She was like, well, for TikTok, we'll talk about it separately, so it's different reactions for the show. So for TikTok, my sister was like, you literally make me violently sick, you make me cringe. And then like I go outside to do like a little dance, and she just see me through the window and like start laughing. And like,
that's horrible.
Because at first I was not really shy about it. Like it was kind of made fun of and stuff. But and then my mum didn't understand it. She was like, I don't know what you're doing, but have fun. But then with the show, my sister was like, that's so cool, like, oh my god, you're going to be on TV, that's sick. My mum was like, you're not going to do that. You're going to panic. You're like, right, you're going to do Jonny Collins, and you're going to be like, I'm not going on, I'm not doing it.
He's got a lot of faith in you to say that you can't sing badly.
I'm not sure I think
she must have like a lot of faith in you. To be fair, like think you're a good singer to think that you can't sing badly if she thinks you're not going to be able to do it. So I take it as a bit of a compliment.
Parents are there to just tell us their real thoughts, right? They're not there. No shit. Parents are there to actually tell us.
Obviously, you said you started in the first lockdown, but we're having a look through, and I know you've mentioned to me the first big. Like for you, the first big like blow up on TikTok was the Haunted series in your uni house. Is that in the house you're in now?
It is. I was saying it in a second, but there's a room down there that's locked.
Yeah.
Ooh. Which is like we only got given like when we came to view the house, they're like it's 4 beds, but there's actually 5 bedrooms and they're locked on them. Which is like I'm not dumb. It's for insurance purposes and all that kind of thing. They just wanted to sell it off as a 4 bed, which was fine, whatever. But it was just a little bit creepy. I was just like, the fact that it's like locked and we don't know what's in there, it's quite scary. And then like at night, I would hear like these noises. Now, a couple of months later, this is probably like mice or something, I'm not gonna lie. But there was like all these like weird noises, and we had like a shed. It was like a summer house at the back of our garden that was like locked off as well, and there were like rooms you couldn't see into. So like I started making this was in August 2020 when I moved in, but I just made like a little TikTok series about like, what do you guys think's in there, because it's creeped me out like a little bit, and about the summer house as well. And so before that I had about 30k on TikTok, and like I already had people coming up to me and spoons like, I follow you on TikTok, and I was like, oh my god. Really? And then I shot up to 90k in like a week when I started posting about, which is a lot for me, like when I started posting about the haunted house. Like I'd come back to my phone like 5 minutes after like doing something, and I'd have like another 1,000 followers, and I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, but people just wanted to know. This is the thing, people wanted answers. They're like, we want to know what's in there. Yeah. I still am not able to provide them because I don't have what's in the room.
So because you obviously said in the videos that you were going to try and get the landlord to let you in, did they not let you in? Did they not let you in?
Well, because this all started like when COVID was like how it is now, a little bit calm, and it just progressively got worse. So like people just wouldn't come around. Like if we had like an issue with the house, they would, but then we wouldn't have issues in there because we're not allowed in there. Like no one really, the landlord has never come around.
I'm just saying that's suspicious.
Yeah, maybe they're hiding
bodies in there. I'm just maybe the old house, right? He wanted to set it off quickly. There is something dark in there.
Yeah, maybe there's something in there.
What was the weirdest things to have happened to that room, and has anything happened like since that you made the video series?
Just weird noises. I don't like staying in the house by myself. I don't like it anyway. I'm a big like security freak. Yeah. So like, but when I am more on myself, I hear more. But maybe because I'm more paranoid, I don't know. Yeah. But like, it's just the noises. But they could be for, like, I need to remember that there are, like, at home I don't have like a detached house, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So like when I hear noises, I'm like, oh my god, someone's gonna kill me. But it could just be next door.
Yeah, no, that's
right next door.
That's true. Like in uni halls, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in uni halls where it's like you hear something above you and you think, oh shit, I'm dying, and then you're like, well, actually no, there's a flat above me. You're probably doing that.
Yeah. In terms of TikTok, then moving forward, Aoife, what are your plans? Have you got any like goals that you want to hit, like numbers wise and followers? Because I remember when we were talking a few months back when you were saying that you wanted to hit 200k, and that was just it. But what is there anything? Is there anything in the future you want to do or?
Well, to be honest, because I was so close to 200k for a while, and it kind of slowed down because I wasn't posting as much because of like uni and just in general. That was like my only ever goal because I was so close to it. I was like, it'd be really nice to hit 200k, but like I said beyond that, I wasn't really that fussed because the thing is, right, because of how the internet is and the way it like can play with you a little bit and like make you value your worth and all that deep stuff. I just don't focus on the numbers anymore. No. Obviously, I'm grateful for having every single follower I have. Like, it's insane, and the more the merrier. But I just don't really have goals anymore. I just kind of post.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, my views are like really low right now. But like, I barely even noticed that until today because I wasn't checking and I wasn't like obsessing over it because I feel like a lot of people do, and I definitely did at one stage, and I don't feel like it's healthy.
Yeah.
Unless it's like your full-time job and it's like it is something you have to focus on, which it isn't for me.
Yeah.
I just try not to pay too much attention to it really, but obviously every time I hit milestone I will celebrate it.
It's like Kai in it when like his views go low, you think it's the fucking end of the world. He'll come in it and he's literally basically in tears like, well, you don't know, but
I love the numbers though. That's what I love about it.
He doesn't like the fans. He likes the numbers. He doesn't like you. He doesn't support you.
No, you're not worth.
You're not worth it. You just do it for the numbers.
No. In terms of growing, I like to know because then it's a sign I'm doing well. That's the way I look at it. It's just different opinions on it. That's why when my views are low, I think, oh, is my audience not enjoying my content? Like that's when I change to public content. Don't try to throw me under the bus.
I'm the throwing under the bus, but you do have like you don't have like the end of the world.
I'm not saying that. No. People want to make this stuff into like a career. They want to like, and don't get me wrong, the career I go into the future, this stuff definitely like kind of links to that and helps with that. But like people want to make it into a career, people want to do it as a job, and if they haven't yet, like they want it obviously. So like I get focusing on numbers because of that. It's just like being able to detach that from your self-worth, which I struggle with. And I don't want to do it as a full-time job for the rest of my life. Like I just do it for fun.
Yeah.
Like a little part-time thing.
What do you want to do, like as a full-time job? You know, we're talking like 20, 30
I was going to say, did your experience on the like mainstream TV maybe think like that is something you might go into? Like if it was an enjoyable experience, if that's something you may go into?
I get asked this a lot ever since the show came out, and the thing is, the opportunity literally just got handed to me. I can't sit here and be like, yeah, proper grinded to get there. Like, I didn't do anything. I just posted a video of me singing like an idiot. So it kind of got handed to me, and like, basically the plan is because I do advertising and marketing as a degree. Like, I'm still on track to do that as a career.
Yeah.
Because like that's what like I continue to do. That's what I really want to do. That's what I'm working towards. Obviously, doing social media and literally the whole reason I do like promo and ads is to help with that. Like I don't even care too much about the money. Obviously, it helps because I'm a student and like I need food, but like, it will help with that like kind of future career. You know, if I go to an interview and they're like, so what experience having like advertising? I'll be like, well, I've been working at that before, and like we talk about that, and it's different as well from what a lot of people have done. So like that's kind of like why I do that. Wait, what was the question?
You saw that? It was you.
Yeah, it was just like also one more.
But with TV.
Yeah.
I do it again. I've said before, I said it on live the other day, like, I definitely go on another show. Like, it was so much fun and it helped me with confidence and everything overall. So like, I definitely do it again. But like I wouldn't go out, like the only thing I would be if the opportunity like arose, I'd be like a TV presenter.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of reading. This is my issue. There's always the cons. I can't read to save my life.
I feel like you do need to read. It's a very important
might
thing
be slightly important, but I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh, one more thing I do want to touch on is I saw on your TikTok recently you going on about Too Good To Go, the
Greg's.
the food. Yeah, he did a Greg's one as well. I want to get one. Is it worth it in your opinion? Because I love Greg's, and I saw your Greg's one. It was like £2. You get like donuts, like cookies, sausage rolls. I was thinking like, can you just talk about Too Good To Go for it? Because I'm in love with the idea of it.
How Greg's don't sponsor me, I do not know. I'm their biggest advocate. So I downloaded this app, my housemate got it and was like, the thing is, he created a monster because I'm obsessed now. And every time I see a bag, I'm like, I need to get it. I need to buy it. Even if I've got just on food shop, I'm like, I need to get it. But so my housemate told me to download it. I ended up getting a little box of groceries from Spa and using some of them, like the little shop. And then I ended up getting one from Morrison's, thinking it was going to be like a little box for a little bag. And it ended up being like literally could have fed a family of 6. And I felt bad because I was like, I'm not going to be able to eat all this. So I gave those to my friends or whatever. I posted it on TikTok because it was pretty heavy and I didn't bring my car. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get this home. Also, I feel bad because there's so much food. I do not need this amount of food. Like, and then the people commenting like, oh, so ungrateful. I'll pay for it. I just say.
It's cheap as well. That's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I ended up getting the Greg's one that day as well because I had ordered it before I knew how big the box was. So I definitely recommend getting it, but make sure that you are going to use it.
Yeah.
Because there might not be people around that need this stuff as well. Like I think that was for me. But definitely get one at a time.
I think that'd be a good place. But before we kind of round it off, we always ask our guests who always come on. It's like 3 tips. So like growing up, like normally it's growing on social media, but we'll do anything. Like you had someone who was like maybe like year 7 going to high school. What would your 3 tips be to them? Like what would you say to them like growing up?
What to someone
in life, like just 3 tips really, like to be successful in life, successful on social
don't be
media,
yourself.
be happy. Yeah, not what do yourself.
Eat them both for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one. I'd probably say don't care too much about what people think of you. It's easier said than done, but they are too busy worrying about themselves. And if they are that worried about you, they're obsessed.
It's rent-free.
Yeah,
That's like one of them. For a second one, I'd be like, save your money, you idiot. I'd definitely be talking to myself.
Talking to like a poor year 7 kid, you idiot.
I just save your money, like when you can, even if it's like a fiver, like every month. Just save your money because it'll benefit you in the long run. I've only just started saving, so that's very rich of me to say now. But and the third one, I'd just be like, don't spend too much time worrying about bad things because then you'll miss all the good things. That makes you sound like a 9-year-old. But true.
That's it. Yeah, it's a good place to leave it, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's alright. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked and subscribed.
Go check out Aoife's content as well. We'll leave a link.
There'll be a link in the description. But yeah, as we've said, this is, I don't know when this will be going. It might be the 3rd or the 2nd one. We aren't sure what order we're putting them out in yet, but this is one of 3 we are filming today. So we might be wearing the same outfits in the next 3 weeks. So we're not dirty. We're just filming the. We're just filming the same.
We're dirty, but we're also filming them on the same day. Yeah,
Andy John.
It'll be another 3 weeks as well on top of that.
Thank you all for joining and goodbye.